Hi there, my name is Andrea, and today I am going to be sharing, in my opinion, the best music from the worst year. 2020 did us all dirty. However, the one thing that really kept me going this year was music. We had some amazing releases from some really talented artists, and this year was not easy. It was not easy for anyone to put out music. We were somehow lucky enough to get some really good tunes. Music is a huge part of my life, and I talk all about it on this YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below and listen to me talk about things like Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Kelsey Ballerini, and many, many more. I'm a big lyric gal, okay? I love some good lyrics. So let's get into my top 10 albums of 2020. And yeah, we'll see what ranks higher, Evermore or Folklore. Also, this is just my opinion. It's what I listen to. It's not like what was streamed the most, what was charted the highest. It's just what I have enjoyed this year and how I would rank them. Okay, number 10. One's my favorite, so we're starting at the bottom. My number 10 album of the top 10 albums of 2020 is Manic by Halsey. She came in 2020 flying. She was flying. I love this album, but why it is ranked as 10 on my list is because some songs I love, like I cannot get enough of, and other songs I don't really care for as much. Some of my favorites off the album are I Hate Everybody, 3 AM, and Killing Boys. Those are my top on the album. Number 9 on my list is Gaslighter by The Chicks. The Chicks finally had a comeback this year. This album I think is brilliant. I wasn't the biggest Chicks fan up until now, because the Chicks influenced so many artists that I love today, so obviously I would like their new music when it came out. My absolute favorite song off Gaslighter is Tights on My Boat. Hands down, the best song on the album. Number 8 on my list is 3, 2, 1 by the one, the only Stella. Damn, we waited a long freaking time for that album. I seriously don't think there's a skip on this album. Stella is just a vibe, you know what I mean? Like, she just has a whole different aesthetic than anyone I know. Just really admire that about her and her work ethic and how young she is and how talented she is. But if I had to pick one song as my favorite off this album, it would definitely be Goodnight. I think I said it best in my reaction video. I feel like I'm in like The Wizard of Oz or Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory or Disney World. That was a sick ending to an album. I don't know, just Goodnight just like lifts me up and like makes me feel good, and it's such a good way to end an album. And I love Stella so much. We haven't lived with this album very long, but number 7 on my list is Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus. Thank you, Miley! After the She Is Coming EP, I have been so eager to hear an album by Miley Cyrus, and this was just not what I expected at all. But I love Plastic Hearts and I love Miley Cyrus. Literally anything Miley Cyrus does, I support. I support you, Miley. Plastic Hearts, I think, also does a good job of having like ballads, but upbeat songs, but funny songs, but serious songs. I just think it's a good variety of an album. And I think my 3 favorites off the album are my 3 I said in my reaction video. It's Hate Me, High, and Golden G-String are still my faves. What a work of art. Also my birthday. She gave me that on my birthday. One of the best albums of 2020, in my opinion, was High Road by Kesha. Kinky, Shadow, Cowboy Blues. I mean, what else will ever compare to that? We were gifted. We were gifted. Thank you, Kesha. When High Road came out, that's all I listened to. Like, I literally would drive around and listen to High Road nonstop. I'm not guilty of it. I brag about it. It's true. Great album. And if you haven't listened or have listened, make sure you go listen now. Okay? We're entering my top 5 albums of 2020, and my number 5 album is Future Nostalgia. Need I say anything else? Dua Lipa is running the show right now. She's doing the most. She is a pop queen, not princess, queen. It like significantly has grown on me recently. Like I've kind of had a revisit to it after her concert live stream. There's not a bad song on the album. And some of my friends have asked me, they're like, well, what if Dua Lipa gets album of the year at the Grammys and not Taylor? How I feel about it is honestly, I think they're both deserving of it. I mean, obviously, I love Taylor Swift. She is my number 1 artist of my life, okay? But if Dua were to get it, Future Nostalgia is a great album. I fully support it. Some of my favorite songs off Future Nostalgia, that's kind of a tongue twister, don't you think? Levitating is the best song in the album. You can fight me on it. I will win because that is the best song. Cool, Pretty Please. There's so many. Dua knows what she's doing. My number 4 album of the year is Kelsey by Kelsey Ballerini. When this came out, it was the very beginning of the pandemic, back in March. I'm gonna try not to get emotional. It just brought me so much comfort at the time. It still does, but at the time it was like very needed for me and my happiness, and I am forever thankful that she decided to release it when she did, because a lot of artists postponed their releases. A lot of artists didn't want to release at that time, and Kelsey really pulled through. She also pulled through again when she released the more like acoustic-y version of Kelsey. It's called Ballerini. She released it later in the year. Right after Taylor of my list of favorite artists is Kelsey Ballerini, and she is just such a special artist to me, and I love her to pieces. I feel like if we knew each other in real life, we would be best friends. I'm just saying, Kelsey, if you want to be friends, like, hit me up. Some of my favorites off Kelsey are A Country Song, Needy, and I'm gonna go with Love Me Like a Girl, just off the top of my head. Those are the ones that are standing out today. All right, we're getting up there, folks. Number 3 on my list, Chromatica. I really stand by Lady Gaga and her morals, and I just think she is way smarter than all of us, okay? She is. She's such a smart businesswoman. She's such a smart musician, a writer, an artist. She's an artist, you know? She was one of the artists who postponed her album release, and you know, we didn't get Chromatica when she originally planned, but damn, when Chromatica finally was released, wow, just stepping into the world of Chromatica. Oh my god, this sweater, hi, like this screams Chromatica. I think everyone can connect to something on the album. I personally connect to a lot of the songs on the album. It is a very good, cohesive piece of art. Lady Gaga just outdoes herself every time. Some of my favorites off Chromatica, well, obviously Babylon, Free Woman, and definitely the bonus track, Love Me Right, is like one of my favorite songs ever, but it's a bonus track, so you gotta go look for it. Buy the CD. All right, we're into my top 2 songs of 2020, and if you know anything about me, you know what they are. I just want to say, I think both of these albums are spectacular. They truly saved my 2020. That sounds so dramatic, but I always say Taylor Swift comes when you need her most. She has proven that true time and time again, and Taylor pulled through for 2020. Now, when deciding which album should be my number 1 album, it wasn't that difficult for me. My number 1 album of the year is Evermore, Making Folklore number 2. Evermore just reaches into my soul more than Folklore. But I will give props where props are due, because Folklore came out of nowhere we had no warning signs. It was so unlike anything Taylor Swift has ever done. It was a challenging time, okay? Us Swifties and our little detective glasses were not quite working yet. Now, when Evermore came out, we were a little bit more ready to decode and understand the songs a bit better. Yeah, I just like Evermore more. I think the songs on Evermore resonate with me a bit more. My favorite songs off of Folklore are August, Betty, It Changes All the Time, but This Is Me Trying, Last Great American Dynasty, those are my top on Folklore currently. And then my top songs on Evermore are Gold Rush, Deaf Gold Rush. I really have been liking the deluxe song, It's Time to Go. And I'm gonna go with Champagne Problems. I've been really into Champagne Problems lately, so yeah. Evermore it is. That is my top album of 2020. This is my complete list of the top albums of 2020 in my opinion. As you can see, we are really rooting for the girlies out here. I think there is major sexism in the music industry, and I don't think women get the same opportunity as some other people. I am really happy that the girls really just pulled through this year and did the absolute most. I am constantly cheering them on, and I think artists like Halsey Ballerini, Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift, Lennon Stella, I think all these artists we're gonna see a lot more from in the future. As we move into 2021, I wish you a very happy, safe, healthy year. YouTube has been such a huge outlet for me, and I feel like they're just the coolest people in the comments and subscribing, and I'm just a little YouTuber, but it's so cool to get to share my little nerdiness of music I like with other people all around the world. That's so cool. Please let me know your top albums in the comments. I will be reading through them, writing back, and I hope you have a very happy new year. Andrew and I will be posting our 2021 predictions on Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. I am sending you so much love. Thank you. Bye-bye.